Mommy.
Hi, Oz. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Daddy.
What are you doing, Oz? You're making a house? Wow. You're an artist.
NF is one of my idols, and he really inspired Dear Dad.
Some days I just wanna leave the negativity in my head. I just want relief from my stress. I just want relief from my stress. We all make mistakes, that's just life. They might say I change, that's alright. That's alright, that's alright, that's alright. That's just my life.
For those of you who know me, you know I love rap. I've always loved rap as a kid. It's something that I feel like it just connects with me. So one day I was sitting in my room and I was listening to music. And I had this idea that, hey, I'll write a song about my dad and let me just see what I can come up with, and maybe that will help me get through that day. So I write this little song, I find a beat on YouTube, and then I had a crazier idea. What if I reached out to Tanner and I asked him to help me write a song about my dad?
Candise and I met growing up in the same church. We grew up around the same friends because we were around a similar age. When we initially met up, it had nothing to do with video or pictures or anything creative. It was mostly just a friendship. And then Candise got closer to my brother. They started dating. Candise became part of the family. From then on, we just became closer.
Nothing. What? I don't
Cheat.
a little cheat?
Where are they?
When I got back from my mission, I saw that she had an interest in photography, had bought a camera, and was looking to do more stuff that involved making videos, doing photos, just being creative in that way. We started collaborating, and I always like to work with people that I can trust, and it's kind of hard to find people you can trust. So I like it best when it starts off as a friendship and then we collaborate. She's become one of my main collaborators in every project that I've been a part of. It's been kind of crazy to see Candise progress from how we started to where she is now. All the projects that we've done together, it's kind of a crazy evolution.
I remember feeling so nervous and scared to ask Tanner because I didn't know what he would think of this idea. So I remember texting Tanner and I'm like, yo dude, I have this crazy idea, but why don't you come over and I'll tell you in person. When Tanner came over, I remember feeling extremely nervous. My hands were getting sweaty, my body was shaking, and I was stuttering a little bit because this was an idea that just came up and I didn't know what he would say about it or how he would feel about it. And so when Tanner came up, he could tell that I was acting a little weird, and I think it kind of made him feel like nervous, like what is she gonna tell me? And I told Tanner, look, I'm going through a really hard time right now. It's about my dad. We've had some issues, and I feel like music is a way for me to express how I feel, and it's like therapy to me. And he was listening. He said, okay. I told him, how would you feel if you helped me write a song about my dad and sing it for me? But we wouldn't release it. It would just be for me. And I remember he kind of looked at me like, okay, like, this is interesting. I'm open to it.
Around 8 months ago, Candise approached me with this secret project. And I had no idea what she wanted to do. She told me that she wanted to make a song about her life and about her, specifically her relationship with her dad. At first, I was pretty hesitant about doing it because I'd never done anything like that. But to see Candice's passion behind it, to hear her story and all these details about her relationship with her dad, it kind of fueled that song.
So we go up to my room and I already had a paragraph written out about certain things that had happened as a child. And he read it and he was like, okay, let's see what I can do. And I remember feeling excited because Tanner had been open to the idea, and he's like, okay, let's see what we can come up with and let's just go for it. And I was so happy because I thought he was gonna say no. I explained to Tanner what kind of style that I liked and the idea I had for the song, and I talked a lot about NF and how NF can be so emotional in his music but yet so strong and a little angry. And I told him if he could try and make it like that, I really think this song will help me heal. So I was just like, okay, what do you need to do? Like, do you need me to leave the room? Do you need to be alone? I'm not sure how this process works. And he kind of was laughing. He said, no, it's fine. You can stay in here. He starts looking on his computer, and I'm on my computer, like, pretending to look up things because I don't know how this process works. Like, I don't know, where do you go to beats.com? I don't know. So I'm just kind of like, all right, like, you do your thing and I'll pretend I'm doing my thing.
Candise was super clear about the sound that she wanted for this song. And I definitely got the impression that she wanted it to be hip hop and emotional. And rap just kind of has this emotion that a lot of other genres can't express as well. And when we got together, we found this beat that we both thought right away was perfect. I knew she wanted the rap, but I just like felt this melody coming in, so I'm like, this might be weird, don't judge it right away. I'm just gonna start singing over this beat to see if we can find a nice chorus for this. And I think it was the first lyrics besides the Dear Dad. I knew that was going to be a part of it, but we sat down together and then that melody came in. I've watched you walk out that door 1,000,000 times. Watched you walk out that door 1,000,000 times just to let you back in to make me cry. I'm done hoping you can change. There's too much damage to erase. Did that? And I was like, okay, whoa, I like that. I like the melody. It was true. She kept watching her dad walk out that door so many times and letting him back in just to have him hurt her again. I really like that chorus because it kind of sums up the fact that she wanted to love her dad so bad and does, because in the end it's Candice's dad, you know, and everybody wants to love their dad and will always love their dad in some way or another. She was willing to forgive him so many times and let him back in, and he would just mess it up time and time again. We've had those relationships where we keep forgiving people and letting them back in, and sometimes you gotta come to a point where it's like, I have to let you go. This relationship is just a little too toxic and hurtful. Maybe I'll let you back in at some point, but right now, this is too toxic and I have to let you go.
Tanner got out his notebook and he started writing. I didn't even know what he was writing. I'm just sitting there with my camera and I'm like, what do I do? And he's just writing. And then he starts humming, and then he starts finding this catchy melody. And as I'm recording, I'm already getting emotional because I already know it sounds so good. Tanner's extremely talented when it comes to music, and I knew that he was the right person to come to. To me, the most important part when it comes to music is the lyrics. Reading what I wrote him, he just knew exactly what to write. Okay, he's writing this, he's writing that, and he's just going and going. And I'm just sitting there amazed at what he's doing. I knew that this song was gonna be powerful.
I remember calling Candise one day after we were kind of midway through the song, and I'm like, this song really cuts deep. I feel this song. This really hits something special. I think the song is really special, and I think it really does capture an emotion of anger, sadness, and also like independence and strength. You know, some songs are happy, some songs are sad, some songs tell a super complicated story. But each song is supposed to capture an emotion or tell a certain story. And I think this story is very special.
Afraid that you get left behind. She didn't want to see you fall, and you paid it back by stealing money, lying, and being unfaithful. You're a coward.
After Tanner wrote the song Dear Dad, we both knew that we wanted to have a music video for it because it was so powerful, and we knew that this can connect and help people all over the world.
I ain't looking for sympathy. I ain't looking for you to come back to telling me sorry for letting me down over and over again till nothing was sanity. I just had to keep this off my chest so the Lord can get me out this mess. It's great to lay it source.
I knew exactly who to turn to help me bring this music video to life, and that's one of my good friends, Joseph.
I met Candise actually at a listening party that my client was having. His name is Ramirez, and I guess Ryan and Tanner met at a school where they were performing at lunchtime for the students, and so Ryan invited Tanner to come to his listening party, and then there I met Candise and the whole crew. So I reached out to Candise after the listening party, and we decided to do a music video for another artist I was working with, and we did it at Venice Beach. We carpooled to Venice Beach. We talked on the way there. We just talked about all this stuff, and then we did the first shoot. She shot behind the scenes. So after that shoot, I looked over the footage. I really loved how she shot the behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we could do some more projects together in the future. And so I hit her up again. After that, we just started to do a lot more shoots together, and the rest is history. So over the time me and Candise knew each other, I met her husband, which is Hunter. Hunter's brother was Tanner, and Tanner was an artist that I worked with for a recent music video. So I got to get closer with the Howe family and Candise at the same time. I'm glad that I got to meet them personally. I never really had a friend who was really caring. I felt a little bit more like included, and I always had fun when I'm around them. I got to know everyone a lot better. The relationship that me and Candise have is like a brother-sister bond, right? Yeah, about that. And if I didn't meet this whole crew, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today.
Joseph and I have worked on a lot of projects in the past, so we know how to work with each other. I feel like we have the same vision, and I really trust him as a filmmaker. So I reached out to him, and he was 100% in on the project, and that's where it all started.
Candise reached out to me when she wanted to do this one project with me. I mean, it's a passion project, and she's been helping out with a lot of my stuff, so I was like, why not? Let's do this passion project. And it was one of her personal projects that she really wanted to really show the world. And so when she told me the whole story of what was going on and what the music was about, I guess I was inspired by that. If it's something like NF, I'm gonna try it, because I really loved his music, how he was expressing his feelings and his emotions through his music, and Candise was doing the same thing. I wanted this to be her vision and not mine, and I was really more focused on trying to bring her vision come to life. When I first heard the song, I guess I'll be honest, I kind of got emotional at first. I was like, wow, this is what my friend Candise was going through, and this is what she had to go through. And I was like, when I heard the song, I could feel her pain, her emotion through it, and it got me. Like I felt it really badly, and I wanted to give her a hug. I was like, this is just crazy. I was like, dang. So I guess I'll be honest, I kind of maybe started tearing up at that part, but like when the main chorus, like when Tanner did that whole bridge part, when he was singing his lungs out, that was like the most emotional part for me, and I really felt like it was a really good like message that she was displaying to other people, because a lot of other people also go through the same thing, even if it's their dad or their mom. But I hope that this song really show that you're not alone in this process of, you know, whatever's going through in your life. So I feel like this was a really awesome project to be a part of.
Can't stop bleeding. I've been calling out for you for too long. I can't keep believing
There are so many different layers to this song. The one that I connect with the most is not being the victim. There are some times in life where you have to say enough is enough, and you have to let toxic people go. When they're so close, especially when they're family, it can be super difficult. But when someone brings so much toxicity into your life, sometimes it's better to let them go. Sometimes you have to divorce toxic friends or toxic family members. It doesn't mean you don't love them. I think it just means you love yourself enough to let them go and let them figure out what they need to figure out.
Joseph and I met up and we started discussing what we needed to do for Dear Dad. We needed to find the locations that we were going to shoot, and we needed to find the actors who were going to play me as a young girl, a younger version of my dad, and a younger version of my mom.
I can't keep believing that you're more than the man that you show. I've watched you walk out that door a million times just to let you back in, to make me cry.